Ciao Juventini of the world, welcome back on the channel. My name is Giuseppe and today, Tuesday, 9th of June 2020, we will go through all the international and Italian papers to see what they are saying about our beloved Juventus. So I have to do something really important is I will speak first about what I found online and then I will go to the papers. Why? Because this time I changed a bit the order. I started with The Sun. You know, that's my favorite football and sport paper because The Sun start with great articles. I will show you the first one that I put online, or that what I found was actually something really essential and important because you know we are there 4 or 3 days before starting football again on Friday. What do? Georgina. Georgina is the big news of The Sun. They are saying Cristiano Ronaldo's girlfriend Georgina Rodriguez stunts in a dress as a Juventus star reveals Monday motivation. So Ronaldo was actually showing his fitness and Monday motivations without clothes, just a short. And then they are showing that actually Georgina is stunning in a beautiful dress. Thank you, The Sun. So I continue The Sun because it's not over. What did you think? That it was over? No, it's not over. Because the second thing I saw on The Sun online is that stunning sport presenter Diletta Leotta presenter calls cops after having watches, jewels and cash stolen in £133,000 apartment raid. So there was an apartment raid at Diletta's house and yes, The Sun is reporting that news because it's so essential after Georgina. Yes, Diletta had a problem. I'm really sad for Diletta and I will be sad for all the people that it happened, but I don't care about Diletta, her robbery at home. I really don't care. And if you really are sad about that situation and you want to talk about it, take some decent pictures, you know, where she's dressed as a presenter and not where she's in a kitchen where or doing sport with not that much clothes. So okay, but I continue because I'm a guy who persevere and I said no, I'm sure The Sun will show me some interesting news today. So I continue and what did I saw? Yes, Miralem Pjanic reject Chelsea transfer offer. That's an interesting article. That's where I want to know more about. So what did I do? I clicked on it and I was reading Miralem Pjanic reject Chelsea transfer offer as £40 million rated midfielder tries to force through Barcelona move. It's true. He really wants to go to Barcelona. He's doing everything. So yes, I'm interesting. I am really interesting, The Sun. Thank you for that article. So I start reading. Blah 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 blah. What do I found? What do I read? I read. And Juventus have rejected the Nou Camp club's offer of Arthur Melo as part of a deal. How is that possible? The whole world is speaking from 1 month now that Juventus are doing everything to sign Arthur, but Arthur is saying, I want to stay at Barcelona. The Sun, after Georgina and Diletta, they are giving a sport news. You go inside, you read, and you see that actually it's a totally wrong statement. They are saying that Juventus is saying no to Arthur, while it's actually the opposite. So guys, or you have a guy that doesn't understand neither Spanish neither Italian, so you know, I'm free, you can hire me, you can consult me if you want to, but what are you doing, guys? So I stop with The Sun, enough with The Sun, because I have other things to do. And one of the things I have to do is going online and see Barça Universal, who is communicating in English and are writing actually Barça communicated to Arthur's entourage that if he stays, he won't get the amount of play time he expects. So that's an important news from Más que Pelotas, that's a Spanish news. So they are saying actually that if Arthur stays at Barcelona, they told him he will not play that much. They are trying to force him to go at Juventus. That's what they do. That's a totally other news than Sun, isn't it? Is it over now for the Arthur story? No, because who do we have? And that's an important one. Who do we have? It's already a long time that we didn't see her appearing in the tweets. We have Lucia Di Melo, the mom of Arthur. What is she writing? De onde veio esta noticia? De onde veio esta noticia means from where does that news comes. That's what she's saying in Portuguese. She's asking under the tweet because she's right. I think she sees everything on the web on Twitter when it's related to her son, and she's writing, where do you have that news? So thank you, Lucia. I'm just starting to doubt because after Rabiot's mom, after the voices of having Wanda Nara with Icardi at Juventus, now if we start linking also to have Lucia, it will be a bit difficult. So Arthur, yes, the mom of Arthur, I'm still doubtful. Okay, enough said, and go to a really important news, a CNN interview of Dybala, because there was a really big interview of Dybala yesterday speaking about his probably transfer of last year, the rumors that were being said. He's speaking about racism, he's speaking about so many things, so I recommend you to go and read it. I will not cover all the news, just two important things that were highlighting me, and that regards Juventus actually. The first one is actually reported that it was more or less last year at this point when Juventus didn't want to count on me. Didn't want me to continue playing here. Hard words from Paulo Dybala. He's actually saying what we all knew, but he's saying it publicly. He's saying Juventus was not counting on me anymore. And then in other articles, or in the same article but a bit further, he's saying yes, Manchester United and Tottenham were in the run. Then there was also PSG interested. He didn't directly talk to them, but it's true that between the clubs there were negotiations. Hard words, quite heavy. And then he continued, I have great appreciation for the club and the people who are here. I have a good relationship with my president, and surely at some point they will come to me to chat. Or maybe not. I don't know. Except of all the topics about racism and things like that he said, I think those two news were actually really important for me to report to you, because what is Paolo doing here? He's actually forcing the start of the negotiation of a renewal of the contract. Is he right to expect that contract? Yes. Does he deserve that contract? Yes. But pay attention, Paolo, because the last one who publicly said something about contract was Alessandro Del Piero. We all know where Alessandro Del Piero is after that last contract extension. He played in Australia, in India, and now is for sure retired. Don't joke with Juventus on those things. Be cautious. You deserve it? Yes. You will have it probably, yes. But pay attention, Paolo. Go privately, speaking with the president, speaking with the management, not on CNN. Stile Juve. Don't forget, especially if you will be one of our future captains. Stile Juve. The journals, the really papers. Actually, why didn't I start with them? Because they are not saying that much news. Il Campo vince from Corriere dello Sport. The field is winning. There will be playoffs and algorithm if the Serie A doesn't finish. And what do we see there? Yeah, they are showing all the players. There will be football every 3 days. Bam, 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 bam. It will be really beautiful, and we will receive all we missed for so long. So great news. And then in a tiny, tiny, tiny corner, they dedicated something, Corriere dello Sport, to the women football. Because as you know, women football was treated disgustingly. They stopped the Serie A, kind of Serie A, from the women football. They stopped it with Juventus women team, who had 9 points ahead of everyone. They just stopped it without, with the relegation set, without someone who will win the title. So Juventus with 9 points at 6 days of the finish will not receive the title. Disgusting. Milan will not be in Champions League. So it's really disgusting what they did there. I'm shocked by Corriere dello Sport that they just dedicated the small news. I remember last year when it was trendy, when everyone was speaking about it, about the World Cup. Oh yes, but we started a new thing and the women football is growing and we believe in it, and then you treat them like that. Strange. I just want to add one thing that is a bit controversial, but yes, Juventus women team deserved the title. I really wanted it, but pay attention because Agnelli said about the men team that he didn't want to win a Scudetto if it was not mathematically won on the field. And that's actually what's happening with the women. Treated disgustingly, media is not even talking about it, or just a small corner for Corriere dello Sport. But those were the words of Agnelli about the men's team, and they are actually doing it with the women's team. So I don't believe that Agnelli will go against that decision. Let's see what will happen. Next one, we have Gazzetta dello Sport. They are speaking a lot about Inter, voglio tutto, Beppe wants everything, Beppe Marotta. I don't want to comment it, just one thing or two things. The first thing is that yes, they want Tonali, that's what he's admitting, he's really interesting for them. And the second thing is about the title, voglio tutto. Yeah, you want everything, but that's not possible because you are already out of Champions League. So you can't win everything, Beppe. It's not for this season, I'm sorry. And then we go to inside Gazzetta dello Sport online. They are saying that today, and that's fresh news, Balotelli went to the training camp, and what happened there? He was sent back home. He was just sent back home. Because of who? Probably Chiellini, because we blame Chiellini about his book, but actually it's true. Brescia doesn't want him, they just turned him home. Last from today, Tutto Sport, Juve Roma, il gioco dell'otto. Juve Roma, actually they are showing a kind of parkour where you see 8 players of Juventus and Roma 4-4, and they are saying actually that Roma and Juventus can do a mega thing about swapping players, changing player from one side, Mandragora, Rugani, Romero and Bernardeschi, from the other side, Zaniolo, Cristante, Kluivert and Under. I never saw in my life so many swaps in one season. That would be crazy. 4-4, it's nearly impossible. Let me know what you think. What player from Roma do you want, and do you think it's a fair swap? I'm really curious to know that. Meanwhile, I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching. As you know, spread the word with the English speaking Juventus community. Like the video, comment, subscribe. Ciao, forza Juve.